And the Indiana Fever just put hands and feet on the Chicago Sky, who continue to be the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. This was what I expected. There was a point where the Chicago Sky made a run and made the game too close for my liking. We will get to that, but let's make no mistake about this game. This was the Kelsey Pistol Mitchell show. This was the Kelsey Pistol Mitchell show.
Caitlin Clark took the court like she had a personal vendetta against the scoreboard. And let's just say the Chicago Sky didn't stand a chance. As for Angel Reese, she looked like she was out there searching for her missing defense. The Indiana Fever weren't just hot, they were molten, torching everything in their path. So what sparked this fiery takeover? Did someone spike Caitlin's Gatorade with rocket fuel? Let's break down the chaos behind this basketball blowout.
But also, let's take a moment for KK, okay? She's that moment today. She's that girl always. Thank you. Don't speak. Nothing like getting a nice little dub.
Here's the situation. The Indiana Fever didn't just win, they delivered a clinic, a masterclass, a full-blown public service announcement. The scoreboard read 93-78, but honestly, that was merciful. It felt more like 93 to please make it stop. The Chicago Sky didn't just lose, they got dismantled. And Angel Reese? She might have been there physically, but it felt like her presence was limited to the comment section of her own fan cam, probably tweeting through the chaos while her team forgot how to rotate on defense.
Center, no Caitlin Clark, and they walk out with a W, 93-78. The Chicago Sky, no Angel Reese, no Haley Van Lith. Half their team was out, but it did not matter because our best player was out. So you know what the saying is? Next man up. And we decided to show up while Camila Cardoso decided to no call, no show.
Let's be real. Angel Reese has become the internet's loudest bench warmer. She talks like a Hall of Famer, but plays like a third-string forward in a preseason scrimmage. Yeah, she's got the bravado, the lashes, and a TikTok army bigger than some countries. But when the lights come on, so does everyone else's scoreboard. Just not hers, and let's not pretend. Even if she had played, the outcome wouldn't have changed. Not one bit.
The Indiana Fever got the dub today against the Chicago Sky with a 15-point dub in the United Center. The Fever and the Sky is definitely the most talked about rivalry right now in the W. The Fever improved to 3-0 against the Chicago Sky this season. Since Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have joined the league, the Indiana Fever has a 6-1 winning record against the Sky. Kelsey Mitchell went off today in the United Center. She scored 35 points and had 6 assists. She almost had a 40 ball. We still waiting on that DoorDash, Kathy. Chloe Baby today with her debut with the Indiana Fever. She had 8 points off the bench with a 40% field goal percentage. She was very, very key today in offense. And
it would have been 93-68. Caitlin Clark would have dropped 10 more just for fun. That's how locked in she is. The moment she spots Angel across the court, she turns into a long-range assassin, fueled by precision and just the right amount of petty. Meanwhile, the Fever are playing like a living organism. 5 players in sync, moving with purpose, passing like clockwork, and scoring like they've got dinner reservations at half-past victory. Every possession, pure poetry.
Put them in a ditch, and Michaela Timpson treating the Chicago Sky like a bunch of Simpsons. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Kelsey Money Mitchell erupted today. Michaela Timpson continues to show every time you put her in the game, every time you give her some actual quality minutes, she will not disappoint.
This isn't just basketball. It's Caitlin Clark with a flamethrower and Aaliyah Boston setting picks like she's clearing traffic on the freeway. It's pick and roll meets pick your poison. And let's be honest, this isn't some Bird versus Magic moment. That took 2 legends on 2 elite teams. This is Caitlin and the Fever versus whoever managed to show up in matching jerseys. Only one team on that court looks like it's chasing a championship, and it's the one lighting up the arena like a microwave set to high. Everyone else, just logging cardio. The Fever don't need drama to be great. They don't rely on talk shows, hot takes, or side-eye and post-game interviews. They've got something better: cohesion, competence, and a coach who actually seems to know what a clipboard is for. The gap between the Fever and the Sky isn't just talent, it's identity. Indiana has a system. Chicago has vibes? Maybe on a good day. And as for Barbie, while Caitlyn was surrounded by 200 fans and turning the tunnel into a meet and greet, Reese was MIA. Caitlyn isn't just playing ball, she's changing the culture. She's turning WNBA arenas into must-see events. Reese may be selling sound bites, but Caitlyn? She's selling out crowds. One's a headline, the other's the storyline.
If the Brick Lane sloth wasn't sitting out faking a back injury, was he sitting up and down on the goddamn bench? Maybe if y'all wouldn't have drafted the worst fucking basketball player of all time, I spaced too far apart Reese. Maybe if the Black Clan didn't make up all of y'all stupid ass fan base, hit the gym, work on some work ethic, then maybe y'all team could have got a win today.
You can feel the shift. Every time Caitlyn Clark pulls up from the parking lot and drills another three, the old narratives crack a little more. And every time Angel Reese tweets from the locker room, the internet collectively remembers she's still trying to catch up. There's a big difference between being famous for basketball and being famous next to it. Right now, Reese is the latter, clutching to clout like it's a rebound she still can't secure. Let's talk about the real gap. Not the one on the scoreboard, but the one in composure, in execution, in who's doing the work versus who's just doing the talking. Angel's brand is everywhere. Her game? Somewhere else. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's proving that consistency still runs the league. She was tossing no-look dimes like it was recess. Kelsey Mitchell played like she had a permanent green light. And Boston? She bulldozed through the paint like someone dared her to break a backboard. It was surgical. It was savage. It was, dare we say, team basketball.
I want to ask you about a specific topic that you brought up to me yesterday, and it had something to do with the WNBA's Angel Reese with the Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever. Caitlyn Clark did not play, so tell us a little bit of your takeaway from that game, and I want to hear Najee's takeaway because obviously Najee's very knowledgeable about that game as well. What did Angel Reese do or did not do to help her team win or lose, in other words?
Man, they got her bet off, man, and they just got whacked, man.
Maybe that's the difference. The Fever looked like a team with chemistry. The Sky looked like they were forced to work on a group project the night before. Angel's too busy building her brand to build rapport. And that's fine, if you want to be a media personality. Meanwhile, the Fever keep proving they're not a fluke. They're a formula. And Caitlyn? So, yeah, no shade, but let's just say if Angel Reese played 40 minutes, the Sky still wouldn't have found a way to stop the inevitable. Caitlyn was on 1. The Fever were on 10. And the Sky? They were somewhere beneath that, still searching for a spark and a clue. And Reese? Still tweeting like she dropped 40 when she barely broke a sweat.
So today, lads, the Indiana Fever played the Chicago Sky on Barbie night. And obviously, it was... I actually am impressed by Chicago Sky's fight. They were overmatched. They were absolutely overmatched. Because I gotta say this, they tried. This is the first time I've seen the Sky without both Angel Reese and Ariel Atkins try for a full game.
Maybe it's time we stop pretending this is some epic rivalry. It's not Barbie versus Clark, it's Caitlyn versus boredom. Because if you're not on her level, she's not looking back. She's too busy rewriting history while others rehearse excuses. And until Angel starts showing up on the scoreboard more than she shows up in sound bites, this is going to stay a one-sided story, told in threes, fast breaks, and sold-out arenas. The future isn't female beef. The future is basketball. And Caitlyn Clark is the one holding the pen. Let's clear something up before the fantasy spiral digs any deeper. The idea that Caitlyn Clark is doing nothing just because she's not on the floor for a few minutes, that's not just wrong, it's Olympic-level mental gymnastics. What do people think she's doing? Her presence alone shifts the geometry of the game. She brings that rare, intangible thing that doesn't show up in the box score, but separates championship contenders from awkward squads that play like coworkers forced into a trust fall.
I'm beginning to suspect the Indiana Fever are a better team than the Chicago Sky. Don't ask me why I believe that or think that. It's just a sneaking suspicion that I have. I mean, it could be the fact that the Fever spank them every time they play. Could be that. Maybe it's that. I mean, you can date back to last year, but this year the Fever spanked the Sky in the season opener. Both teams at full strength. Fever smack them. Then Caitlin Clark's out the last time, and the Sky, they did suffer a Courtney Vandersloot injury.
Caitlin Clark isn't just playing when the whistle blows, she's orchestrating the energy, reading the game like it's her thesis, and helping her team adjust in real time. Just vibes and Instagram aesthetics. If Caitlin's leadership is a high-speed Wi-Fi connection, Angels is dial-up. You might hear something eventually, but by then the play's over and the game's buffering. Watch Caitlin on the bench. She's not slouched back with her warm-up half-zipped, counting seconds till her next photo shoot. She's locked in, calling out plays, reading the floor, acting like the assistant coach who actually knows how to win.
I gotta say, it was a big game. But if you guys didn't see before the game, and this is one of the things where it's I think this is a big reason why Caitlin Clark is, in general, so popular. Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans. So Caitlin Clark is not playing the game. And by the way, people didn't know whether or not Caitlin was playing that game until the very end. There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlin Clark play. On the off chance Caitlin Clark will be able to sign.
This is what separates professionals from personalities. Leadership isn't about barking orders for the cameras. It's about being locked into the moment and elevating everyone around you, even when you're riding the bench. Caitlin Clark gets that. Angel Reese, she may be physically present, but spiritually, she's on airplane mode. When she's not on the court, she vanishes, unless there's a camera flash nearby. No coaching, no reads, no presence, just collecting minutes like they're endorsement deals. Caitlin's leadership isn't performative, it's practical. She spots gaps in real time and gives her teammates the blueprint to close them. That's not just helpful, it's crucial in a league where one missed rotation can flip a win into a loss. And when she's back on the floor, it's like everything she absorbed from the sideline downloads straight into her game. Yes, she's got the flexes and the clapbacks, but more importantly, she's got the IQ. And not just basketball IQ, emotional intelligence. She knows when to hype her squad, when to slow it down, when to accelerate. Angel, she knows when to post a cryptic tweet.
Everything was in the flow of the offense. Effortless, man. We got to give love to Kelsey Mitchell. 12 of 19 from the floor, 7 of 10 from 3, 35 points. Straight stirring the pot. She was cooking their ass today. Kelsey Mitchell was on one. She was a plus 25 for the game. The Chicago Sky are a flat-out joke. This team is terrible. No Angel Reese today. I don't believe it would have mattered. It would not have mattered if she played today or not. This team is bad. Now, on the bright side for the Chicago Sky, hey, you only lost by 15 today. You didn't lose by 40 like last game. So things are on the up and up.
There's a reason the Fever finally look like a team. It's not because they suddenly develop superpowers. It's because they've got someone who leads with purpose. Caitlin Clark is the difference. Not just on the stat sheet, not just in the highlights, but in the culture. She brings accountability. She sets the tone. And when the game starts to slip, she's the one rallying the squad, while others are checking their nails. Let's not forget, this is a rookie. A rookie doing more from the bench than some veterans manage in 40 minutes. She's not waiting her turn. She's owning her moment. Whether she's dropping threes or dropping advice, she's showing what real leadership looks like. That's maturity. That's presence. That's something Angel Reese still hasn't figured out. Despite being just as hyped, just as followed, and arguably even more celebrated in some circles for doing far less. So far, in this so-called rivalry, there's only one player who consistently makes her team better simply by being there. And it's not the one with the sound bites, it's the one with the scoreboard.
The Sky were there, and Reese was there, and the Fever spanked them. Then this time around, both teams dealing with injuries. Sky really decimated by injuries, to be fair. Rachel Banham carrying the slack a lot for them. But Caitlin Clark still out for the Fever. And once again, the Fever spanked the Sky. So no matter what context, what part of the season, however you want to frame it, The Fever are a better team than the Chicago Sky, and the Fever are starting to really find their stride. They're really starting to find their stride. Obviously, they're able to get into a little bit of a rhythm without Caitlin Clark, knowing Caitlin Clark is going to be out for.
It's no coincidence the Fever's body language is improving. Their ball movement's sharper. Their defense no longer looks like five strangers trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in unison. That's Caitlin Clark's influence. She brings structure. Even when she's not dropping 30, her voice, presence, and poise shape every possession. She's turned her bench minutes into sideline strategy sessions. Meanwhile, over on Team Confusion, Angel Reese's version of leadership is likely buried beneath Instagram captions and passive-aggressive likes. Her communication style, sporadic at best. Her in-game adjustments, usually limited to dramatic eye rolls instead of actual tactical shifts. When things go wrong, she reacts. Caitlin? She responds. Instinctively, intelligently, consistently. Caitlin doesn't need to declare herself a leader. Her team already moves like she is. That's power, the quiet kind, the kind that lasts.
So the Indiana Fever played the Chicago Sky on Barbie Night, of which Angel Reese was not in the game. She is who Barbie Night is pretty much named after, but she is out with a back injury. As a matter of fact, many of their players are out. Mariah Jefferson is out, Haley Van Lith is out, again, Angel Reese is out. So this game, in my mind, was pretty much a lock. And I gotta say, it was not the funnest.
And that's where Angel Reese still hasn't made the leap. Because at the end of the day, you can't fake leadership. You can't Photoshop effort. You can't live stream awareness. Either you have it or you don't. Caitlin Clark has it in spades. While Angel's still looking for the right filter, Caitlin's already thinking 3 plays ahead. The truth is, leadership matters most when the spotlight isn't on you. And when Caitlin's not on the floor, she's still in the game. Mentally, emotionally, strategically. That's the piece everyone keeps missing. Her leadership isn't just the threes or the flashy passes, it's the presence. Steady, magnetic, real. It's what holds the Fever together. So let people pretend she's just sitting. Let them overlook how the team moves sharper, fights harder, and communicates clearer when she's on the sideline. Let the hot takes fly, because eventually they'll have to admit it. Leadership isn't about being seen. It's about being felt. And Caitlin Clark, even from the bench, is the loudest quiet leader in the league.